Good morning all. So last class I have given one question that we have to identify the reflection coefficient at the output. Suppose this is the two-port network supplied with a source potential Vs having input impedance Zs. This is the two-port network and the reflection coefficient we have to measure at the output where the load end. Now yesterday or the last class we have discussed if it is perfectly matched and what is the reflection coefficient at the input side we have to identify. So we have identified that relation. So we have identified mismatch condition input is equals to S11 plus S12 S21 reflection coefficient of the output divided by 1 minus S22 S11 reflection coefficient of the output. Like this some relation we have identified for previous question. Means we have to identify the reflection coefficient at the input, and at the same time I have asked that how to determine the reflection coefficient at the output using the signal flow graph and with the help of Mason's-Gain formula. Now the representation of this two-port network I have represented in terms of the signal flow graph SFG. Okay. Here this is the two-port network and we have to measure the reflection coefficient at the output port, means at port 2, so that input port, in that case we have included rho L. So here I will write it is a reflection coefficient at the load like this. Similarly here we have to use that reflection coefficient at the source, because now we are at the load point and we have to see towards the source, so reflection coefficient will be there. And we have seen the properties of the signal flow graph, why we are using this reflection coefficient at the source end also. Okay. Now if I will see from this side, then how many forward path and how many loops are going to be identified, so that we can use the Mason's-Gain formula. Okay, so step by step we can see. So forward path, let me write how many forward path that we have to determine, and how many loops are there, that also we have to identify. Now in this case you can see, if I am present here, there are two loops are there. One, let me draw in red pen so that so this is one loop, okay, and one more loop is this particular sorry, it is a path, not a loop. Loop is this one where the continuous circle will be formed. Now in this case the path 1 is with respect to port 1 with respect to port 2, and path 2 is including with the respect to port 1. Okay. Now what will be our path 1? So path 1, if I will say, it is nothing but the scattering parameter, it is S22. Done. Then path 2. So what is the path 2? Path 2, you can see that this particular line is continuous in nature, means the signal is in this particular form. So this is the one more forward path. So what is the scattering parameter in that? In that it is S12 reflection coefficient of the source and S21. So this is the path. So there are two paths are there. Okay. Now we have to see how many loops are there. For path 1, this is one loop. There is only one loop in this network. So what is that loop? L1 is equals to, if you see that, if you see this, S11 into reflection coefficient at the source, that is called as your loop 1. S11 into reflection coefficient at the source. Next, we know that transfer function reflection coefficient at the output, that is P1 del 1, P2 del 2 divided by del. Now what is del 1? Del 1 is 1 minus, for that particular forward path which is the non-touching loop. Suppose if I am considering path 1, it is non-touching to this particular loop. So it is 1 minus S11 reflection coefficient of source. and del 2. So del 2 is what? The second path touches all the loop. There is only one loop. So del 2 means it is 1 minus 0. That is 1. Now here I will substitute. What is path 1? It is S22. What is del 1? It is 1 minus S11 reflection coefficient S. What is path 2? Path 2 is S12 reflection coefficient of the source and S21. And del 2 is 1 divided by 1 minus del. So del is S11 reflection coefficient S. Now this I can disseminate. Reflection coefficient at the output is equals to S22 plus S12 reflection coefficient of the source and S21 whole divided by 1 minus S11 into reflection coefficient of S. So this is my reflection coefficient at the output as per the given figure. So this thing we have calculated with the help of Mason's gain formula. So whenever this signal flow graph will come, means you have to use the Mason's gain formula to determine the transfer function, and that transfer function either with respect to input, either with respect to output. If you are considering with respect to input, only the thing is that this rho s will be replaced by rho suffix L. In denominator S11 will be replaced by S22 and this rho s will be replaced by rho L. So this is the simple relation. This type of question may ask in your exam. This is the derivative type. And one more thing, for this network, if I will provide the scattering parameter, okay, for this particular network, it is 0.2j, it is 0.8, this is 0.8, and this is minus 0.4j if it is like this. So that means here we have S11 is equals to 0.2j, S12 is equals to 0.8 which is equals to S21, and S22 is equals to minus 0.4j. So if these values are given, you can directly substitute here and you can determine the reflection coefficient at the output and the reflection coefficient at the load. Okay. So this sort of combination of questions may come in your exam. Okay. So we will take one more question. Okay. So this is one more question. So it is a 3-port, as you can see, this is a 3-port network, and here we have to identify B3 by BS. But what is B3 and BS, I will tell. Now this is a 3-port network having 3 different ports. Port 1 is having incident wave as A1 reflected as B1. Port 2 is having B2 and A2, and port 3 is having B3 and A3. And these all ports are terminated with a certain load. This one is ZL, this one is ZD, and here it is source, ZS is there. Okay. Now here for the simplicity I have drawn the signal flow graph for this 3-port network. This is the SFG graph for 3-port network through which we can identify all the scattering parameters. Okay. Now since this is a source, so for source I have used reflection coefficient rho s. For port 1 A1 B1, for port 2 A2 B2, so this is A2 B2, and for port 3 it is B3 and A3. Now in the first class I have discussed that whenever these sort of waves are identified, means these are nothing but nodes. Okay, and the link between the node from one node to another node, it is called as a branch, and each branch is represented with a scattering parameter. So as you can see, A1 to B2, that means it is S21. A1 to B1, it is S22. A1 to B3, it is S31. It is S31. Okay, it is S31. Then it is A31. It is S13. Okay. So it is S31. B3 to A3, it is S33. Then A3 to B2, it is S23. Okay, and similarly with respect to A2 and B3, with respect to A3 and B1. So these are the certain links or the branches are available through which we can identify the relation. Now if it is a 3-port network, how many scattering parameters are there? The scattering parameters are total 9. S11, S12, S13, S21, S22, S23, S31, S32, S33. So all these scattering parameters I have represented in this signal flow graph. Now once this SFG is known, next we have to proceed to identify how many forward paths are there, how many loops are there, and then we will substitute all those values in our Mason's gain formula. Okay, so step by step I will write. I have noted down few points. So first, there are two forward paths. If I will see with respect to B3 and BS, means B3 is this and BS. So you can see there is two forward paths is identified. One is from B3 to BS, the path is like this. So this is the first forward path. So it is path 1. Okay. Next path is B3 to S21 and reflection coefficient and S32 and reaches to B3. So this is path 2. So there are two forward paths are available with respect to this figure. So path 1, how much, what will be the scattering parameters for path 1? So path 1 if I will follow, I will get S31. If path 2 if I will follow, then we have S21, then reflection coefficient at the load, and then S32. So this is the path 2. Then next we have to identify the loops. Okay. Now here how many loops are there? That we have to see. First is, you can see that this is one loop. 1. Done. This is one loop. 2. Now this is one loop. 3. Like this, there are total 8 loops are there. I will write all those things, then we will represent it. Okay. So loop 1, L1 is equals to S11 reflection coefficient rho s. L2 is S22 reflection coefficient at the load. L3 is S33 reflection coefficient at this particular point, rho d. Okay. Then we have L4. L4 is equals to S21 into S12 into reflection coefficient Okay, I have written the total 8 loops are there. First, as I have shown, this is one loop. Second, this is one loop. Third, this is one loop. Okay. Now fourth one is S21, S12, rho s and rho l. You can see S21, rho l, S12, and then this is rho s. So this can be act as one loop. This one. So this is called as L4. Done. Then L5 is S31, S23, S12. S31, okay. Then S23, S23, and S12. S12 is also available here, and rho s, rho l, and rho ld. So that means this particular path, rho s, this one, rho l, S23. So this can be act as a one loop. So it is loop 5. Similarly, there are 3 more loops are available that I have written. L6 is equals to S13, S21, S32, rho suffix s at the source, rho suffix l and rho suffix d. That is one loop. Similarly, L7 is S23, S13, rho s, rho d. Similarly, loop 8, S31, S13, rho s and rho d. So there are total 8 loops will be identified, and there are 2 forward paths. Between whom? Between B3 and BS. We have to identify the output with respect to input. So this is my output and this is my input response. Now with respect to this, I have to use the Mason's gain formula through which I can substitute all these values in my above equation. So I will erase these loops and I will represent in terms of L1, L2 and L3. So in this, loops we have identified L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, L6 and L8. So there are 8 loops are there. Then for path 1 we will have del 1, for path 2 we will have del 2 and then we will have del, the total. So del 1 means for path 1 which is the non-touching loop, okay, that we have to see. So here I can write 1 minus S22 reflection coefficient of L, del 2 is 1. Why? Because for path 2 all the loops are touches, for path 2 all the loops, but for path 1 only this particular S22 into reflection coefficient means this second loop is non-touching loop, and we have to identify the del. So what is our del? Del is 1 minus summation of L1, summation of L2 and summation of L3. Similarly, so this L3 summation of L of 1 is equals to L1 plus L2 plus L3 dot 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 up to L8, and summation of L2 is equals to L1 L2 L1 L3 plus L2 L3 plus L3 L4 plus L1 L7 plus L2 L8, okay, and loop summation L3 is the product of L1, L2 and L3. Now here, so this is with respect to the path 1 and with respect to path 2. So what I will do, del 2 is 1, del 1 is this much. Now I will write B3 by Bs is equals to P1 del 1, P2 del 2 divided by del. Now whatever the function of P1 substitute here, whatever the function of del 1 substitute in this, whatever the value in P2 substitute in that relation as well as in del 2 and divided by this whole del. So substitute this value here and you have to only put in this particular del. So in this what we have to identify, first thing is the signal flow graph. Once the signal flow graph is identified means you have to identify the forward path, you have to identify the loops, you have to identify the non-touching loops with respect to path, and then with the help of this Mason's gain formula you can represent the transfer function between the given input and output nodes. Here I have identified with respect to B3 and Bs. You can identify with respect to B2 and Bs, B3 with respect to Bs. Similarly, you can identify the relation with respect to A3 and Bs as per the requirement of the given question. Okay. So this is one sort of question. We will take one more question. Okay. So this is one question. Use a signal flow graph to find the power ratio P2 by P1, P3 by P1 for the mismatched 3-port network. So as you can see in this figure, there are 3 ports are available, port 1, port 2, port 3, and 3 powers are there, P1, P2 and P3. Okay. And one more interesting thing is given, the scattering parameter is given here. 0, S12, 0, S12, 0, S23, 0, S23 and 0. So this is the scattering parameter for the given network. Now for this particular network we have to draw the signal flow graph, and then as per the given question P2, P1, P3 by P4 we have to determine. Now how to determine this? Okay, first of all we should disseminate this 3-port network into a signal flow graph first of all. Okay, so let me draw it. So we have port 1. So this is our A1 and this is our B1 according to this. Okay, now this is port 2. Okay, this is port 1, this is port 2, this is having the node, this is B2 and this is A2. Okay, and this is the reflection coefficient at the 2, and we have this is B3 and this is A3, and this is the reflection coefficient of port 3. Done. So first of all you have to analyze it, how to represent the port. So this is the port 1 I have identified here with the 2 nodes, because A1 and B1 are the 2 nodes. Similarly for port 2, this is your A2 and this is your B2. Similarly this is your A3 and this is your B3. So these nodes I have identified. Then I have joined the parameters. Okay. Now as per the given condition, because S11, S21, S22 and S33 all are 0. So reflection coefficient A1 and B1 power is given with respect to port 2, in which A1 to B2, that means I can write it is S21, but S21 and S12 both are same, so here I will write S12. Done. Then A2 to B1, it is S12, so it is also S12. Over. Next, from port 2 to port 3 we have a relation A2 to B3. Okay, A2 to B3 means it is S32, but S32 is same as S23, so here I will write S23. Okay, understand this. Similarly A3 to B2, A3 to B2, it is S23, so S23 is available, so it is S23. Done. So this is the signal flow graph for the given 3-port network. Now next we have to decompose it. Decomposition rule we have to apply so that only the nodes will be identified, and with the help of those nodes the scattering parameters need to be decomposed. Okay, and we have to identify the total scattering parameter between the port 1 and port 2, or port 1 and port 3. Okay, so step by step we will see. So this is the port 3 and S11 is 0, S13 is 0, so there is no link between 1 and 3. So from this figure you have to identify that, and then here you can see S31 is 0 and S33 is also 0. So that means there is no link between 1 and 3. So I have not given any signal from A1 port 1 to port 3. It is having only relation with respect to port 2 and port 3. So it is port 2 and port 3 I have connected. So this is the signal program. But if there is a connection between, or if there is a scattering parameter available from port 1 and port 3, then you have to draw and you have to identify it. Okay. So according to this scattering parameter, this is the signal flow graph. Now we have to disseminate this step by step. So first, using the reduction rule, this is port 1 and this is port 2. This is reflection coefficient 2, this is A1, this is B1. Okay, this is the input point. Okay, here it is S12, here it is S12, but S11 is 0, so it is 0. So there is no link between 1 and B1, A1 and B1. If there is a link, you have to substitute S11. So here S11 is not there. Okay. Next, so this is your B2 and this is your A1. Done. In this B2, you can see this loop is available. In this B2, with respect to A2, this is A2, your loop is available. That is called self loop. Okay. So that self loop we have to identify. This is called self loop. So this self loop, if I will multiply, you can see this loop is multiplied. So it is reflection coefficient 2, S23, reflection coefficient 3 and S23. So that means the self loop with respect to B2 is what? Self loop resultant value is what? Reflection coefficient 2, reflection coefficient 3 and S23 whole square. So this is the self loop gain. So here I will write reflection coefficient 2, reflection coefficient 3 and S23 square, because now we are considering this self loop. This is the loop which is connected to B2. Done. So this is reflection coefficient 2 multiplied with S23, reflection coefficient 3 multiplied with S23. So that I have identified. Now next, from this figure I can write how we have identified this value, reflection coefficient 2. So B2 is equals to A1 whole into S12 divided by 1 minus reflection coefficient 2, reflection coefficient 3, S23 square. Now from the upper part, if I will see this one. So what is the relationship between B2 and A1? So B2 is equals to how much? A1, what is the scattering parameter is available into the self loop. So this self loop relation we have already seen, and that self loop we have to deduce it. So it is A1 S12 divided by the self loop value 1 minus reflection coefficient 2, reflection coefficient 3 and S23 square. So this is B1. Similarly, so this is B2. Similarly, B1 from the lower part you can see it is S12 into A2. So here in terms of A1 it is S12 square, reflection coefficient 2, 1 minus reflection coefficient 2, reflection coefficient 3, S23 square. Okay, and then B3 is equals to B2 reflection coefficient 2, S23 square. So these are the basic relations. Now how I have identified this? See, we have a relation between A2 and B2, that is reflection coefficient 2. Done. So what I will write? A2 is equals to reflection coefficient of B2. Now what is B2? B2 is having the self loop, substitute here. So it will be represented in terms of A1 also, because A1 is also included here. Now B1 is equals to how much? A1 into S12 square, reflection coefficient 2 square divided by 1 minus this much. So that means in place of B2 I have substituted this value here. So if I will substitute, then S12 square it will come, and then B2 is multiplied with respect to reflection coefficient 2, and we will achieve B1 in terms of A1. Similarly, B3 is achieved is equals to okay, this is our B3 because A3 is not there. So B3 is equals to the scattering parameter what is available here into B2. So B2 into reflection coefficient 2 into S23 square. So like this we have to analyze. So here it is reflection coefficient 2 and it is S23. So here you can see B2 to B3. Where is B3? B3 is here. So reflection coefficient 2 into reflection into S23. So that is your path of this particular path is having gain reflection coefficient 2 into S23, and P3 is equals to in terms of reflection coefficient 2 into S23 square. because the self loop is also available. Now these relations, why I have written this relation? Because we have to disseminate it. We have to identify the power component. So once these values are known, next we can go for the representation with P2 by P1. Now what is P2 by P1? P2 is B2 square minus A2 square divided by B1 square minus A1 square. Average power. So what is the P2 power? P2 power is available B2 square minus A2 square. What is the available power at port 1? It is A1 and this is B1. So B1 square minus A1 square divided by 2. So 2 will be cancelled out. So this is our relation. Now in this relation you have to arrange in such a manner so that your scattering parameters can be identified. So I will represent this. I will take common B2 square. Let me erase this. People have noted down this all values. So B2 square I have to common. So B2 divided by A2, you will get the reflection coefficient 2 square whole divided by, if I will take A1 as common, I will get 1 minus reflection coefficient 1 whole square. Done? Because A1 by B1 is reflection coefficient square. So it is 1. Means if A1 is taken, B1 by A1. So it is reflection coefficient square minus 1. Okay. Here B2 if I will take 1 minus of reflection coefficient it should come. But since the power is moving out, so this B2 by A2 you will get your reflection coefficient 2. Now B2 by A1, this I can write S12 square whole into 1 minus reflection coefficient square divided by 1 minus reflection coefficient at the input side whole square, like this. So in place of 1 I can put I. Okay. So this is my value. So B2 by A1 it will become S21 square, and that S21 square we have to disseminate with respect to, here I will write S21. Okay. Because B2 by A1 is S21 square into this much. Now this I can again disseminate in terms of S12 square whole minus reflection coefficient 2 square whole divided by this input reflection coefficient square. I can write as B1 we have written A1 whole into S12 square into reflection coefficient 2, 1 minus reflection coefficient 2, 3 and S23 square. You have to substitute this value. So B1 by A1, in place of this we have to substitute. So if I will substitute, I will get reflection coefficient 2, reflection coefficient 3, S23 square, mod square, whole into 1 minus S12 square, reflection coefficient 2 square divided by 1 minus reflection coefficient 2, 3 and S23 square. So this is the relation what we are getting in terms of P2 by P1. Okay. So here only we have to represent the values which is B1 with respect to A1. Okay, once again I have erased it and I have written so that flow will be there. So as we have identified B2, B1, B3 in terms of A1 and in terms of B2. Okay. So we have to identify the ratio P2 by P1. So P2 by P1 as I have written B2 square minus A2 square divided by B1 square minus A1 square. From numerator you take common B2, from denominator you take common A1. So if I am taking, it is B2 square divided by A1 square, it is 1 minus reflection coefficient square of the port 2 and 1 minus reflection coefficient square of port 1. Okay. Now what is this B2 and A1? As you can see, B2 and A1 we have a relation. If you take this A1 denominator here, you will get S12 divided by this. So that means here it is B2 by A1 square, it is S12 square, 1 minus reflection coefficient 2, 3 and S23 square, and this is mod square. Over. Next, 1 minus reflection coefficient 2 whole square. Okay, and 1 minus reflection coefficient 1 square. So reflection coefficient 1 square, you can see if I will take A1 denominator here. So this is nothing but eta 1, and what is the eta 1 value? S12 square reflection coefficient 2 divided by this. So just I will substitute here 1 minus S12 square reflection coefficient 2 square divided by 1 minus reflection coefficient 2 reflection coefficient 3 S23 square, this is whole square. So like this I can represent. So this is the simple relation. Now if you take this value here, this value and this value get cancelled out. Okay, and your resultant value we will get as P2 by P1 is equals to S12 square whole into 1 minus reflection coefficient 2 square whole divided by 1 minus reflection coefficient 2 S23 whole square minus S12 square reflection coefficient 2 whole square. So if you disseminate the above relation, you will get P2 by P1. Only we need to substitute this relation. 1 minus reflection coefficient 2 remain as it is. What I have done, only I have substituted this value with respect to this eta 1. That is B1 by A1. Substitute this whole value as square term. Multiply it. This component will be cancelled out. We will left over with 1 minus reflection coefficient 2 whole square minus S12 whole square into reflection coefficient 2 whole square. So this is the power relation with respect to port 2 and port 1. Similarly, we have to form a relationship between P3 and P1. So how we can represent? So here just I will erase it. In place of P2 and P1, I will substitute P3 and P1. So if it is P3, then it is mod B3 square mod A3 square divided by mod B1 square mod A1 square. Okay, take B3 common as it is. So B3 common, 1 minus reflection coefficient 3 square whole divided by, take A1 square. So it is 1 minus reflection coefficient 1 square. Done. Now what is B3 by A1? B3 by A1 means in place of B2 you have to substitute this A1. Okay. Now in place of B2, if you substitute in terms of A1, we will get S12 1 minus eta 2 eta 3 S23 square multiply with eta 2 and S23 square. So we will get A1 whole into S12 eta 2 S23 square divided by 1 minus eta 2 eta 3 S23 square. So now it becomes as a B3 by A1 or not? Yes. So what I will do, in place of B3 by A1, I will substitute this value and square it. So if you square that value, you will get S12 reflection coefficient 2 S23 square whole divided by 1 minus eta 2 eta 3 S23 square whole square. Means these are the mod square. Done. So B3 by A1 is over. Whole into 1 minus reflection coefficient 3 square. Done. And here once again 1 minus reflection coefficient 1 means again you have to substitute 1 minus S12 square reflection coefficient 2 divided by, this is whole square, 1 minus reflection coefficient 2 S23 square whole square. So again it will be cancelled out. So we will left with P3 by P1 is S12 S23 square reflection coefficient 2 mod square 1 minus reflection coefficient 3 square whole divided by 1 minus reflection coefficient 2 3 and S23 square mod square minus it is S12 square reflection coefficient 2 square. So this is the P3 by P1. Only we need to identify the relations and we have to substitute the proper value in those identified values with the help of this relation, and this relation we have identified from this signal flow graph. So these sort of questions may come in your exam. These questions will come in terms of 10 marks or 6 marks as per the given distribution of marks. So these sort of questions are definitely they are going to ask. Okay, so this is the utilization of a signal flow graph for a dissemination of a 3-port network. Similarly, they may ask about 4-port network also. Okay, so if you analyze this particular relation, it is very easy to substitute in this particular value. And always remember the relations. Power relation is what? Incident power minus reflected power divided by the incident power minus reflected power by 2. So 2 is cancelled out. So this is the power relation. Take the numerator part common, take the denominator part common as per the given relation, substitute it. All those relations must be in terms of scattering parameter. So whatever the power relation we have identified, all in terms of scattering parameter. This is for mismatch condition as per the given question. Mismatch 3-port network. Okay. One more question we will take. Okay, so this is one more question. This is the last question which we are going to discuss today. So here a 2-port network has a scattering matrix. So this is our scattering matrix is given. So as the scattering matrix are 4, that means it is a 2-port network. We have S11 as 0.5, S12 0.85, S21 as 0.85 angle minus 45 degree and S22 as 0.2. That means it is a mismatch. S11 and S22 is not equal. Okay. So for this we have to determine using signal flow graph to determine the following. Okay. First you have to identify the return loss at the port 1. Return loss means it is related with respect to the scattering parameter for port 1, that is S11. Okay. We have to identify that. So return loss at the port 1 condition is when the port 2 is terminated with match load. Match load means reflection coefficient at the port 2 is 0. So there is no reflection coefficient. So let me draw the signal flow graph for the 2-port network. So 2-port network means there are the 2 incident and 2 reflected wave with respect to port. A1 is the incident, B1 is the reflected, A2 is incident, B2 is reflected. And this is the signal flow graph, and between these 2 nodes we have the scattering parameter because the branch indicates the scattering parameter. Now as per the first question, if I will solve the first one, okay, as per the first question the port 2 is perfectly matched. Perfectly matched means your ZL is equals to Z0, so reflection coefficient is 0. So reflection coefficient is 0 means here we if we take reflection coefficient 0, no need to consider that. Okay, so here only we have to identify the particular relation that is with respect to path 1. So first of all we have to identify the paths. Now this is one particular path we have seen. Now one more path, you can see that S12 sorry, this is upward. I have drawn this one, it is S22. Okay. Now there is only one forward path. In previous question we have seen there is the reflection coefficient is available and we are considering path 2, but here the reflection coefficient is 0. So if you consider that 0, the total path gain is 0. So here only the forward path we have at the port 1 is P1. That is how much? Only S11 over. There is no second path. So that means del 1 is equals to how much? There is no loop. So it is 1 minus 0. Okay. Now if I want to determine the reflection coefficient at the port 1, so eta 1, okay, so it is P1 del 1 P2 del 2 divided by del. There is no for second path, so we will have only S11 1 minus 0 divided by 1 minus 0. So we have S11. So reflection coefficient 1, eta 1 is S11. Over. Now what is S11? S11 is 0.15. Then now the return loss at port 1 is equals to minus 20 log base 10 mod of S11. So this is our relation, already we have seen. So what I will do, I will just directly substitute minus 20 log base 10 of 0.15. So you will get around 16.48 dB. So this much only with respect to which condition? If the port 2 is perfectly matched. If it is not perfectly matched, that means you have to include the second path. Second path will be what? S21 reflection coefficient, S12, that is the second path, and loop will also we have to identify. So that loop is last one, but here it is given that last particular port is perfectly matched, so reflection coefficient is 0, so no need to consider rho L. So there is only one forward path for the first part. So this is my relation with respect to A. Okay. Next, if the port 2 is terminated with short circuit, terminated with short circuit means my load is 0. If load is 0, what will be my reflection coefficient? ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0. So reflection coefficient gain is minus 1. So when the reflection coefficient is minus 1, in that case we have to consider rho L. In that rho L value is minus 1. In that case path 2 will come. In that case loop will also come, and then we have to determine the return loss. Let me derive this. So second one. So port 2 is terminated with short circuit. So short circuit means this is the short circuit. Then port 2. Now if port 2 is short circuit, my load impedance is 0. So my reflection coefficient ZL minus Z0 divided by ZL plus Z0, that is equals to minus 1. That means here in place of rho L I have to include minus 1. Done. Now we have to see, then again we have to identify the return loss at port 1. Return loss means again we have to identify eta 1. For that we have to again use the Mason's gain formula. Forward path we have to see. So for this case, how many forward paths are there? In this case, forward path P1, and one more path is this. This is path 2. So forward path P1 is S11 and P2 is S21 whole into minus 1 whole into S12. So that means it is minus S12 into S21 over. Next we have to identify del 1. So for path 1, this loop is non-touching loop. So how many loops are there? Loop is only one loop is available. What is that value? Minus 1 into S22. So it is minus S22. This is the loop. So what is del 1? 1 minus the non-touching loop. So it is 1 plus S22. And del 2 is 0. Del 2 is 1. 1 minus 0. Because for loop, for path, second path, all the loops are touching. There is no other non-touching loop. So it is 1 minus 0, that is 1. So what I will substitute? Eta 1 is equals to P1 del 1 P2 del 2 divided by del. So what is P1? It is S11. What is del 1? It is 1 plus S22. And what is P2? P2 is minus S12. S21. What is del 1? Del 1 is 1 divided by 1 plus S22. So that means I will get S11, this 1 plus S22 will be cancelled out, minus S12 S21 divided by 1 plus S22. So this is my answer. Okay. Now once eta 1 we have disseminate with S11 and all these things, whatever the value is given, substitute here, you will get the reflection coefficient for 1, and then return loss we can easily find out. So let me write. So eta 1 we have identified S11 minus S12 S21 divided by 1 plus S22. So what is S11? 0.15. What is S12? It is 0.85 angle minus 45 degree. S21 is 0.85 angle minus 45 degree divided by 1 plus S22, it is 0.2. So 0.85 into 0.85, calculate it, and this angle, if it is multiply, add it, minus 90 degree it will come. So when you disseminate it, the reflection coefficient 1, you will get 0.62 angle 76.01 degree. So this is eta 1. Okay. Now once this eta 1 is known, then we can go for the return loss. So how to determine return loss? So return loss at port 1, that is RL is equals to minus 20 log base 10 of 0.62, only the magnitude. So if you solve this, you will get around 4.15 dB. So this is the return loss for the condition if the port 2 is short circuited. Similarly, if I will say if the port 2 is open circuited, that means the reflection coefficient will be how much? In that, reflection coefficient will be 1. So you have to consider 1 for that. If I will consider match condition, that means match condition means 0. Not to worry about it. Short circuit is this and open circuit. You try for the open circuit and identify the return loss for the port 1 for the same question. Okay. So this sort of questions may come in your exam. Okay. This is the usage of the scattering parameter with the help of signal flow graph, how we are disseminating the whole network in a particular small manner. The derivations are quite big when we are not using the signal flow graph, but the trick is to disseminate that whole derivation into a small simplified manner. If you use this signal flow graph technique, it is very easy to represent those complex relation into a simplified relation form. Okay. So next class we are going to discuss the next part of the module 2, that is the about microwave passive devices. Some theory is there. I will discuss all those relations and all, and then with the help of those device, how this scattering parameter will come into help to identify the power transmission, power divisions, and how we can couple it, how we can identify the isolation factors and all for those sort of devices that we are going to discuss. For today's session, we'll end up here and try to solve this if the port 2 is open circuit. Identify that relation and determine the return loss for that. Okay. Thank you.